All right, here we are on the body. Drastic upgrades. I'm a one-of-a-kind guy. I kind of like to have my own thing. I'm going to be running Hydro Boost. I think I got about 6 to 8 pounds of vacuum. It's a very big cam. I don't build motors like that. I build cruisers. I know how to work on a Chevy 350. It was a steal. We'll talk about that on another day. The doors. My biggest modification I've made so far, and I'm real happy and real proud of this. It took me a long while to kind of figure this out, and it's not 100% yet. But as you can see, that's not factory. And those holes and rust, that'll all be cleaned up and plugged up. Door handles, as you can see, they open backwards. All the driver's side handle and the driver's side latch is on the passenger side now. Yes, we all seen suicide doors before. I'm hoping I'm the first guy to accomplish what I'm about to show you. Some of you guys have seen this in some of my posts. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for it, and that's okay. But we've got the suicide, and then we've got the Lamborghini aspect of it, where she goes straight up in the air. There's a slight angle, but with all these, we know there's always going to be a slight angle. I am hoping to be the first guy with something like this on my car. I know a lot of people have attempted it in the past. I don't agree with some of their, if the door doesn't go all the way up, then it's not true. If the door goes up 2 inches, 4 inches, then you don't have suicide Lamborghini doors. You have something kind of half-assed. Once I get all the kinks and get it show-worthy as far as all my welds are dressed and I figured everything out, I will let everybody know exactly what I did and how I did it. Obviously, shaved door handles, shaved mirrors, shaved antenna. When you look down the side of my car, I don't want anything to stick out. All I want you to see is paint and your reflection. Monte Carlo body lines will be left intact. They will be magnified. They will be sharpened, so they will be Ferrari crispy straight. Dang near ready to cut a rag if you wipe it the wrong way. I'm going to delete the quarter glass. As you can see, I've kind of started getting after it a little bit. I'm going to do some artwork up here. This again is something that I promise nobody has seen these on a car for sure, and you may not have seen something like this ever. I know some people have a kind of a version of it, but it's not my version, and it's something me and my dad came up with about 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and it's badass. Not everybody's gonna like it or love it, but I do. I'm not an original guy. I like to be one of a kind. When I see an original car, I see a blank canvas. A little sneak peek of the dash. Setup, obviously not done. It's half-ass finished again. These nappy looking, I thought I knew what I was doing, flare type looking deals. I thought I was gonna really change the look of it. Obviously it didn't work. They're just welded up there for show. I just got to visually see it in my mind. It wasn't in any sense of the way I was going to do it, but I just was getting I was tired of looking at cardboard all the time. I use a lot of cardboard, and it lets me see. That's how I even came up with the way to do my doors. I actually made half a door out of cardboard, taped it to it, and that's how I got all my stuff ready to go. So before I started cutting and welding, same thing right down to the rear end is going to be a complete custom rear end. Will be all built out of sheet metal. I'm not going to run the factory taillights. I want everything. I don't like seams. I don't like gaps. I don't like grooves. I don't like body moldings. I just want it clean and straight, and that's it. Paint, more paint. Okay. The graphics are going to come in the paint work. The body lines, everything that's accented is going to be through the paint work. By the time I'm done with this back here, I have it cut off right now because I'm pulling the body on and off. I'm going to modify what I got going back here so that I can pull the body on and off if I ever need to. But tail lights, I'm going to run some sort of a weird Cadillac style, maybe, custom LED, and it'll follow the body, and it'll make some weird shape. You know what I mean? This is my Sharpie mark. I just kind of was dinking around one day. Again, but you know, that I will retain the factory license plate area, but then modify that to work in with all the rest of my metal. It will be totally serviceable. As far as I don't have to take everything apart just to change a light bulb. It will be modified to where I can take everything down like I need to. Max Jacks, it'll handle 6,000 pounds. It's a portable lift. You can unbolt it anytime you want to. It's got these handy dandy wheels on it. I mean, it's really easy to move around. I am blessed enough that my facility will allow me to not have to ever unbolt it. I may move one post if I want to. There's a pile of pretty much junk in the background there, as you can see. I do sell automotive body supplies. So, I mean, that's why you see my shelf stocked with them. I get them dirt cheap. Second best investment, well, this is my first. The lift is the second. Bel Air air compressor, it's 220. I did just do all the insulation, drywall, hung some lights. I am going to upgrade my lights this year. I got a nice Resner natural gas heater. I've been doing body work and paint professionally for about 15 years. So, I mean, that's why, you know, I've acquired all these tools over time. The main thing with your air compressor, CFMs. That's what your tools run. If you're going to run a spray gun, you're going to need 18 to 22 CFM consistently in order to run that spray gun. If not, you're going to burn up your air compressor. I've burnt up two thinking that they were big enough. My Hobart plasma cutter, she'll do 1/8 inch without a problem. Hobart Handler 140 MIG welder, it's 110. Both of these are 110. This is portable. It's got the air compressor built right into it, so you plug it in. I don't care if you're out in the middle of a junkyard. You can run a power inverter or a generator, and you can do what you got to do. You can run an extension cord if you want to. Same thing with the welder. It is a gas welder. I would not recommend getting a flux welder for any reason, because if you do, you're going to have welds that look like this from the factory. Yucky welds that you're gonna spend months of cleaning those welds before you can do it. So get the gas. I promise it's worth it. It's worth the extra $300. 80s block. Got that for my 14-year-old son. Hopefully he's gonna have a Cutlass or a Regal one day that he can slap that into. It's gonna build a nice little stock motor for it. Pretty much that's it. Those are the things I kind of wanted to get to you, show to you guys and show you. I'm working on YouTube. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy, so it's going to take a little time, but we'll get there. Other than that, any questions or anything, any specific stuff you guys want to see or hear about, let me know body-wise, and I'll help you out the best I can. I really like to help people. I know what it's like to not have help, or the knowledge, or the time, or the patience. You know, obviously we don't, you know, none of us ever have the time. I'm busy working on everybody else's stuff. I never get to work on my own. But hopefully this summer I'm going to make good headway. We're going to get that motor fired up. We're going to have this rolling chassis ready to rock and roll. We'll get the QA1 coilovers for the rear, and we'll be happy days. Until then, just message me. Anybody, message me anytime. If you're ever in my area, we can hook up and I will help you with my labor and my time for free. That's an honest to goodness statement. You know, I know a lot of people, they're apprehensive when they hear that kind of stuff, but that's what I'm here for. That's what God put me on this earth for. All right. Burn rubber, not rice. Peace.